Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our monthly community update. We're going to give this a minute or two for people who are joining us to join us, and then we would have the meeting started at about 12:02. So let's just give it a minute or so. Okay, once more, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us for our November monthly update to the community. As we've always said, we want to always be accountable to the community, mindful of the continuous and significant support that we've been getting from the community in accomplishing the mission of the International Institute. We're going to try to keep this this meeting short, just straight to the point. I know you all are very busy, so we're going to quickly, I'll just quickly run through the agenda of the meeting today. One, we're going to cover resettlement update. And just to say that you would find out through the update that's going to be provided, just how much work we are currently, how many arrivals we're seeing. It's a sustained flow of arrivals, almost at the levels that we have not seen before. But we will find out. We're also going to just give a quick update on the private sponsorship or welcome call update. Some update on the Latino outreach initiative. We'll touch on our upcoming events, and then we'll have our opportunities and community shout-outs. As always, we'll be happy to take questions either at the end or as we go along. So for our resettlement update, I'm going to turn this over to the Vice President here at the International Institute, Blake Hamilton, to cover our resettlement update. Our resettlement team is currently having their quarterly meeting, so Ariel and Asmira cannot be with us at this time. Maybe they'll be joining us a little later, but Blake, please go ahead with the resettlement updates.
Thank you. So sharing some data that our colleagues that Ray mentioned shared in the presentation here. The final tally for October arrivals, there's 61 individuals, there are 17 cases, and you see the countries that are the origins for those arrivals. And even within those groups, there is a very diverse set of populations that are coming through and different language needs. And Ariel pointed out that there was a recent arrival from Syria that speaks a minority language for which there is not professional interpretation available locally. So it has been challenging to work with cases with such limited um, 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 language in terms of what's available within the interpretation translation portfolio of local organizations. But this is something that we kind of anticipate and understand and expect will continue as we are serving more diverse populations through the refugee resettlement program in this upcoming fiscal year. We'll talk more about that soon. Within November, we have 52 individuals scheduled to arrive. And we are saying schedule and tentative and projected here because we have seen a rash of reschedules. We originally had, I think, upwards of 80 or more scheduled for arrival in October that have been deferred, some of them to October, or pardon me, some of them to November and December. So we're seeing a lot of changes within the flight and arrival information once that's set. This is not very normal, I should say, to see this sort of variation, but we are seeing this right now, and we do expect these numbers to change again. We usually get information of arrivals 2, sometimes maybe 3 weeks ahead at this point. So this 52 that you see scheduled include those reschedules from October, as well as additional cases that we anticipate arriving in the month. And already projecting out to December, we do have a handful of cases already scheduled for resettlement, including a family of 10, which will be another challenge that I'm sure a housing department will work to meet. In 2024, we have been authorized for 875 arrivals. Now, in the next slide, it kind of show you how that kind of compares. This year, we resettled 580 off of initial resettlement approval of 550. So we did go above our initial number, and refugee resettlement agencies can, in fact, go as much as 10% over their initial resettlement number. So 875 can get us close to 950 or 960 arrivals possibly for this fiscal year, which would put us on average around 80 arrivals a month. And so when we look at kind of what we've seen with 61 arrivals in October and 52 now projected for November, these numbers are really below what it would take to resettle that big number in a 12-month period. But we know that these things come in waves. The vast majority of the busiest months are in the summer. So it's not fair to really talk about averages when we know that we have several months where we have a lot of arrivals clustered. But again, looking back, we do see that we again have a very diverse set of arrival countries, and we do see some trends I want to point out. Of course, we're still seeing a large number of Afghans and a large number of Congolese. I think what is surprising to some are the numbers around the Syrian population, with 90 being our third largest group in the year, and also on the very low end, Ukrainian arrivals at 9. And as a reminder, we have many Ukrainians who've entered the region as humanitarian parolees, which is not a part of the refugee resettlement program. But as war continues and as displacement continues, we would expect to see in the upcoming fiscal year additional arrivals probably coming from Ukraine. Another area, a geographic area of emphasis for resettlement in this upcoming year is going to be Central and South America. So while you see 7 Guatemalan, 5 Colombian, and 4 El Salvadorians amongst this refugee group that was resettled in this last year, we do expect specifically to see those countries and more be bigger sources of arrival in the year that comes ahead. And of course, when we talk about arrivals, this isn't just about those refugees resettled, but as I mentioned, there's others that are walking in and finding their way to connect to our service. And so just another update on where we stand with walk-ins. In the month of September, we had a total of 32 walk-ins. And again, the largest numbers here really coming from Ukraine and Cuba. And we saw a big shift in October that has actually played out as well in November so far. And that is a very big increase in Haitian entrants who have been connected to service at the Institute. What we can expect to see is probably a lower number of Ukrainian walk-ins going forward, with the ruling that is disqualifying Ukrainians from who arrive after 9/30 2023 of being able to access ORR benefits. There's sort of less incentive for folks to be able to connect to service at the Institute, though there are many other services that these folks could still be able to access at the agency. But these are sort of trends that we want to share here broadly, and also as a method of sort of looking ahead and helping our partners sort of plan their work based off of the arrivals that we are seeing.
Thank you very
And
much.
that would be it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Blake. As you can see, we are seeing significant, sustained number of arrivals to the organization, to St. Louis, and very, very diverse in background, which I think is a good thing for the community as we talk about multiculturalism. Having people from different backgrounds really enriches the cultural experience here in St. Louis. Well, obviously, as we talk about arrivals, we have an urgent need. I'm going to turn this over to Carlos Suarez to talk about where we are with reference to housing.
Well, thanks, Ari. As mentioned by Blake, with the number of arrivals that we're continuing to see an increase this year, we're just continuing to look at building relationships with property owners, management firms, anyone that would like to work with us in helping us support new Americans as they're arriving to St. Louis. We're looking from anywhere from 1 to 5 bedroom units that can be apartments and or single family homes, and ideally located here in the South City area so that they can access the services and programs of the International Institute, after arriving to the St. Louis community. Our contact for the housing, in charge of housing, is our coordinator is Abdul Nouri, with his email below and also his work mobile phone number that he can be contacted as the main point of contact that works with the relationship between property owners, managers that would like to work with us here as we're welcoming new Americans to the region. So we're always looking to expand our reach, our network, and the collaboration that we have with working with a variety of property owners here in the region. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out to Abdul, and I'll also include my contact information in the chat in case anybody would like to contact myself as well.
Great, thank you very much, Carlos. Big shout out to our housing team. Really, every family that has arrived, that arrived in the month of October, and that is arriving or has arrived in November, they've been able to house them, so we don't have anybody in transitional housing. That's also thanks to the community that is beginning to understand our needs more and being able to work with us. But the housing team has really been great at work. But any help that anyone has in terms of contact with potential housing would be helpful for us. We also still have some urgent needs in terms of donations for anyone who remembers photos of our gym with lots of items. We are now actually really running very, very low. But I'll turn this over to our community engagement director, Kelly Moore, to talk about the urgent needs that we have from a donation standpoint.
You're on mute, Kelly.
Sorry, still making mistakes after 2 years of Zooming. So good afternoon, everyone. As you just learned, we are very busy here at the International Institute responding to the multiple needs of our multiple clients. So the great efforts in 2021, when we were able to fill our gym with donations, have disappeared. So we are finally seeing our shelves bare. So at this point, our most needed items, urgent items, continue to be the materials and items that we set up in the apartments for families. We have a great team of volunteers who come to our institute weekly to organize home setups and to organize the donations. They are taking the lead this winter, this holiday season, and they are organizing a program called the Holiday Giving Program. This is Claudia and Jennifer. They are our super duper volunteers, and they are requesting for community members to support our general needs, which we've been, which you can find on our website, you can find on the next slide, but basically generic household items, blankets, pillows, kitchen items, living room items, all of those things that people need to set up home. We are also partnering with our partner agencies. One in particular, Oasis International, is going to be helping us give coats out to new arrivals. So if you know of anybody doing coat drives and they have more coats that they don't know what to do with, please direct them to Oasis and continue to do that for us. And last but not least, this year, as in past years, we are going to submit families to the 100 neediest cases. So if you are reading the paper and would like to contribute to 100 neediest, about 15 families might be served. So here is the beautiful list. Donations are accepted any day that we're open, 9 to 4:30. So we're really requesting some new items. As we've said in multiple calls before, these items are placed in the homes of new arrivals, and a new pillow is nicer than a used pillow. I think we actually I don't think we give away used pillows. I just had that example, but we'll use blankets, for example. A new blanket is nicer than a used blanket. So thank you. Continuing, this is the sort of the winter needs right now: electric space heaters, blankets, things like this. We do have lists on both Target and Walmart, and we of course continue to need Aldi and Schnucks gift cards. So please spread the word as much as you can during this November, December time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kelly. Yeah, we can use all the help in the world, and also want to highlight the fact that we have where we're not donating items or gift items. The TAO Fund is also a fund for that supports our arrivals. So if anyone would want to contribute to that, those are funds that we use when we have cases that we don't want to use their per capita. We use those funds to bridge the gap in funding. So that could also be very helpful. But thank you all. I know many of you here have donated items or funds in the past, but please spread the word. We're in great need of supporting our new arrivals, and our supplies have run low. So thank you very much, Kelly and team, for that. So next we're going to go to the Latino Outreach Program. And Carlos Ramirez, who is the Vice President responsible for the Latino Outreach Initiative, is on the road now and cannot join us. But I would turn this over to our Communications Director, who has been really busy with the media as a response to the introduction of this initiative and a travel and a trip made to the Chicago area. So I'll turn this over to Chrissy Duran, who is our Director of Communications.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, just to reiterate, like Ari said, we've launched this Latino Outreach Initiative just in the past 6 weeks. And in the very early stages of this, our Vice President for Latino Outreach has already started hitting the pavement, and he recently took a trip to Chicago, and he's not here today because he's traveling in El Paso. And these are exploratory meetings with leaders in these different cities that have large Latino populations to start kind of figuring out what sort of partnership we can build with these different communities in order to attract some folks to come here in St. Louis. And so with that, we have received an overwhelming amount of media over the past 4 to 6 weeks. We're usually pretty lucky in getting a good amount of coverage here in the St. Louis market. But with some of this travel, we've also received some media coverage in Chicago. There's been a lot there, as well as some in New York. And we're also getting some interest from some national publications as well. We've had over 50 media placements that have crossed from local television to radio to digital articles. There's definitely some blogs out there that are sharing the news as well. And like I said, we're also receiving some national interest. So we're looking forward to sharing some more of this message. And with that, we are still in the very early stages of this program. So we're getting the word out right now, and we're looking forward to bringing some folks into the program. So I just wanted to take a quick moment to review a little bit of the eligibility for the program. Latino outreach, of course, is a very broad term, but we are primarily targeting those humanitarian parolees that are entering through the federal program designed for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. But we are interested in welcoming Latinos who have employment authorization here in the United States and are willing to relocate to St. Louis. We are working on building out some more informational resources, both in English and in Spanish. I've got a little screenshot of an overview document on this slide, and I'm going to drop the link to download it in our chat for anyone who wants just a little bit more information and is interested in sharing a bit more about the program. And that's all I have. I'll hand it back to you, Ari.
Great. Thank you very much, Chrissy, for that. Good job on the media outreach. We're also seeing significant interest. We've had interest from the United Nations Human Rights Commission for Refugees as well, and some other national media that's trying to cover what we're doing in St. Louis. At the end of the day, it's really been an opportunity for the St. Louis community that people can look at St. Louis as a place where they can come and live and thrive beyond just the parolees. We're hoping that it continues to position St. Louis as a place that is welcoming for everyone across the United States. So thanks again for that work done by our communications team. Next, we're going to talk about our upcoming events, and the first one we're going to be talking about is Ubuntu. And at this point, I'm going to call on our Director of Multicultural Affairs and Afghan Outreach, Moji Siddiqui, to talk about where we stand with Ubuntu.
Great, thank you so much. We are so excited with only 2 days left to buy tickets. Highly encourage everybody to scan the QR code if you haven't already purchased a ticket, or if you're considering about becoming a sponsor or securing a table for your team. This is the time to do it. Ubuntu is a Swahili term which means I am because we are, which is the essence of the work that we do here at the International Institute, as well as all of our partners that are here, creating a space that reflects our humanity, and the way that we treat others is a reflection of what type of a human we are ourselves. This year, Ubuntu is going to be at the Four Seasons Hotel, starting at 6 p.m. with a cocktail hour, and the fun will begin around 7 p.m. We've got an Emmy Award-winning anchorman as co-MC along with myself. Tina Grimes, who is a powerful keynote speaker, will be keynoting. We'll have a short fun to need and tons of music and dancing. And of course, there's going to be cultural entertainment. Last year was a great time, and we are working very hard to make sure that this year is nothing less. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet, scan that QR code and get your tickets, as we only have 2 days left before ticket sales close. If you have any questions about sponsorship, please contact David Gonzalez, our Vice President of Development. And if you have any other questions, you're welcome to contact myself, Kelly Moore, Carlos, or David. We're all here to make sure that we get all of your questions answered. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much, Moji. And I think I'll turn this over to Kelly for an update on another upcoming event, which is just 2 days after Ubuntu. We're looking forward to have everybody joining us for Ubuntu. We want to be sold out. We still have some tickets to go. Please, if you're thinking about it, this is the moment to make that decision. It's going to be a spectacular evening and one to remember. Kelly?
I think that weekend's going to be one to remember, because after Friday night, we are going to be celebrating again on Sunday. We're going to offer our first Thanksgiving dinner, what we call our first Thanksgiving. This dinner is going to be potluck style, and we are inviting all of our new arrivals from the last year. So any family or members who have arrived in St. Louis in the past year, and this is their first Thanksgiving, we want to make sure we get the word out. Please come to our Thanksgiving dinner. There are lots of ways you can be involved. If you would like to sponsor the dinner, we're going to have a potluck, but we also are going to provide some of the turkeys and other things. So we also have a whole line of entertainment, like a magician and 3 different music ensembles. So we are excited about that. This is really an initiative where we're working with our community partners, and everybody is taking a little bit of the jobs. So we have Welcome Neighbor, who's going to decorate the gym for us. We have Christian Friends of New Americans, who is going to manage the kids zone. That's going to be a fun one. You can always volunteer to help in the kids zone, which will be a little in a classroom by the gym. So the easiest thing to do is to spread the word. Obviously, if you can talk about this event with your friends and family, we would love it. You could bring a family with you to the event. That would be amazing. I think these dinners and these galas, the most important part of the gala and the dinner is people, right? The community of St. Louis. So we're accepting in-kind donations. We love it when you volunteer with us, and we can't wait to see you either on Friday or on Sunday or both. And we will be there celebrating each other. So last month, I thought that maybe October would slow down, but somehow we are just really, really busy due to all of the great things happening here at the International Institute. This Friday, November 10th, will be our bazaar. Here we are going to be serving Indian food, or there will be an option to buy Indian food. We will have beautiful music by Farshid, and we will have the Metro bus. This is a partnership with Operation Food Search. We are so excited that the bus has been here for the whole season. They started coming in May. December 1st is the end of the season of our bazaar. And so we want to celebrate the partnership with Operation Food Search and celebrate community. So please join us this Friday, anywhere between 12 and 3. As usual, we are looking for those volunteers to help all of our new arrivals, mock interviews, grocery shopping, and Thanksgiving. These are all chances to work side by side or to collaborate side by side new arrivals and help them in important skills that can carry forward. So please find our volunteer opportunities on our website. Now for my favorite part of the session. Community shout outs. We wouldn't be where we are today without your help and without your support. So thank you to all of you. We had an amazing time on October 1st, I believe, or early October, when we welcomed little Amal to St. Louis. Amal isn't that little. You can see here by the picture, she is, I want to say 3 stories tall, or maybe I'm horrible with numbers. I don't know how tall she is, but you can see her towering over. It was a glorious Sunday afternoon with the sun shining and community members celebrating this international event. And we are proud to welcome little Amal. So thanks for all of our partners who helped contribute to this event. It was a lot of fun. We also received some wonderful in-kind and cash donations from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They are really supporting our food outreach program, where we are giving away food at the bazaar for our new arrivals or those in need. They are also encouraging and helping us with furniture items. So those furniture items will go to new homes. So thank you, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I visited the Mary Queen of Peace 8th grade class and had a wonderful time talking to them about the work that we do. And they also donated children's kits and Halloween costumes. So that was wonderful support. We continue to work with DeSmet Jesuit High School. They send 4 interns for the year to come every Monday. We really want to shout those gentlemen out because they do a lot of our heavy lifting. Our facilities team would not be the same without them. So we also encourage them to volunteer in other areas of the Institute, but they've been really great at helping us with that kind of stuff. And we're working with Webster University. One of their global studies classes has committed 3 times coming to the Institute and learning about the Institute and also providing volunteer hours. So thank you to the schools and community groups. And I forgot to mention, I see it here, Community Wellness Project. We 3 members of the staff and I were involved in a joint effort to create a women's resource fair. We held this in the middle or towards the end of October. That's where we needed the Halloween costumes because we were able to provide Halloween costumes to the children who were there. This was a really great event. We served over 200 people. We had about 24 tables of resources. The public library was so excited. They counted over 200 people coming to their booth and signing up for library cards. That's just one part of what we did that day. So the Community Wellness Project, big shout out to them. Last but not least, this just happened last week, and I'm so excited about this initiative, so I wanted to include it. November 2nd and 3rd, we hosted OneSight, which is an international organization providing free eye exams and free eyeglasses to individuals who need them. We served 47 individuals on those 2 days. This is the picture of the team that came here and helped us. We have a relationship with Affinia, who is the agency who gave us this partnership, and this team was so excited to be here. And they want to come back and they want to be bigger next year. So thank you to OneSight. Thank you to Affinia for recommending us. And I can't wait for next year. Maybe we'll serve over 100 people. As always, we have lots of opportunities for you to support us. We appreciate every one of them, even the small ones, the big, the small, the really big, all of them. So if you haven't done anything in a while, you want to get reconnected, please go to our volunteer page and reach out. I think that's all. Thank you again. Have a beautiful sunny day. Enjoy this last bit of warmth. I think somebody said it's going to be really cold tomorrow. So fall is coming.
Thank you very much, Kelly, for that update, and to everyone on the team. At this point, I'm not sure if there are any questions. If there's anyone with a question, this would be the moment. I'll open up for questions, if there are any. And I'm checking the chat to see whether there are any questions there that I missed, that I'll be happy to pick up. Well, hearing or seeing none at this point, I really want to thank everyone for being here today and for your continuous support to the organization. As you can see, the team here at the International Institute is really busy with arrivals. It's sustained arrivals, so it may not be as concentrated as it was with the Afghan arrivals, but we're seeing significant numbers of arrivals and also walk-ins. This is unprecedented number of walk-ins that we saw in October, and it looks like that trend is going to continue to follow into the next month and towards the end of the year. But I know that last time we did speak about it, but I want to officially give a big shout out to our now permanent connection at the mayor's office, Alberto Pinella. Thank you for being here, and we're really looking forward to working with you and collaborating with you. I know we're scheduled to meet soon.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to meeting and talking about the Latino Initiative and every other program that you're doing for the foreign-born community and the New American community. So I'm like really excited to be a part and count on you as a partner.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to that collaboration, and to everyone else for being here. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of the day, rest of the week, and we'll connect again next month with more updates from the work that we do. Thanks to your support.